Alrighty, room 17, get ready. The next 2 weeks are BIDMAS weeks. Now, BIDMAS is written in a couple of different forms. I'm going to use BIDMAS as my example, but it's also written as BODMAS or PEMDAS. Up to you which one you use, but I'm just going to get rid of those ones because in my opinion, not necessary. Now, BIDMAS is an acronym. Like all good acronyms, it stands for a series of words to help you remember them. For example, NASA is an acronym, National Aeronautics and Space Administration. You've also got the acronym DT, of course, that famous rapper. I'm not sure what DT stands for, but that is an acronym. The acronym is going to help us when we're going to do different operations within the same question. We're so used to having a question written down in front of us from left to right and reading it simply from left to right. So 7 plus 2 equals, guys, if you're struggling with that, then we need some serious work. We've read that from left to right. 7 plus 2 equals 9, and you'd be correct in doing so. Unfortunately, what happens here is, if you're reading this equation from left to right, unfortunately, the answer you're getting will be wrong. Because 7 plus 2 is 9, times by 2 would be 18. So I've read that from left to right. But unfortunately, 18 is not the answer here because we have to follow this BIDMAS acronym. Brackets, indices, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. I'm going to get rid of this other one here. I don't need 2, just need the 1. All right, so let's get rid of 18 and talk about what the answer will be if we use the operations. So, brackets. Are there any brackets when you look left to right? No, they're absolutely not. So we can move on to indices. Now, indices stand for index. It's a plural of the word index, and it's a way to times a number by itself. If you see, for example, 2 with an index of 2, it means you should be doing 2 times 2. If that number is 2 and then a 3 is the index, 2 to the power of 3, or 2 with a 3 index, that'll be 2 times 2 times 2. The reason that mathematicians have created this is there are times when equations go crazy. For example, they might have to do 10 to the power of 10. And instead of writing out 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, they've just indexed that and said, look, do the number 10 and times it by itself 10 times. So that's what indices mean, or indexes. Don't worry too much, I'll come to those soon. I can confirm there are no indexes in this equation, so let's move on. From left to right now, we're going to have a look for division and multiplication. Now, the reason they're in a box is they happen at the same time. So now you can look left to right for this box here, division and multiplication. Let's have a look left to right. 7 plus 2, no division or multiplication there, times 2. Perfect, there's a multiplication there, so let's do that first. So 4 is now what my answer is, because 2 times 2 is 4. That 7 still stays there, and now it's 7 plus 4. Any other multiplications when I read it across? Nope. So we'll move on to the next box, which is addition and subtraction. Now these work in tandem, so just read left to right rather than figuring out where additions are and doing them first, and then subtractions and doing them next. Just read left to right because they're in the same box. So left to right, 7 plus 4, and we know 7 plus 4, nice and easy, is 11. I'm going to do these 4 more times, and each time we're going to work through the BIDMAS routine. Make sure you're paying lots of attention as we go through. All right, the next question that I've got on my little sheet here in the top left, you can see it. 10 minus 3 in brackets times by 4. Alrighty, excuse me. So because the brackets are in play here, we're going to start with them, because the first option in our BIDMAS is brackets. So let's have a look. There are some brackets there. So let's do anything within those brackets first. So 10 minus 3 is going to be 7. All right, we've done the brackets. Let's keep the equation as it would be. So now we're on 7 times 4. Are there any indices? No, I can't see any indexes there. Is there any division or multiplication? Let's have a look left to right. Oh, there's one multiplication just there. So we'll do it. 7 multiplied by 4 is 28. Crackerjack. That sounds like we've worked it out really well. Hopefully you're ready for something more tricky. All of a sudden, the equations are getting really tough. But I promise you, if you work it with our BIDMAS instructions, you will indeed see how simple it might be. All right? Just trying to get that nice and ready to go. Okay. When it comes to this equation, left to right will always work, but we've got to go in order. So brackets first. Let's have a look at some brackets. There they are. There may be lots of different brackets to work through, but at the moment we've just got one. I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so let's do our brackets first, and I'll do it in a different color. So I'll cross that out, and I'll put 7 underneath. So now I've got 6 times 7 minus 14 divided by 2. Now for those people, be careful here, because you might just move on and do it in order. 6 times 7 minus 14 divided by 2, but I promise you the answer will be wrong. So let's go through our BIDMAS to make sure we know what we're doing. Are there any indices? No smaller numbers to represent an index, so we'll move on. It's this box just here. Division and multiplication are in the same box, so we do them at the same time from left to right. Remember, addition and subtraction are later, so don't do them until later. Division and multiplication are where we're at, and let's lead the way starting from the left and going to the right. Even though division is at the top, you don't do this division first. Let's go all the way from left to right because they're in the same box. Okay, 6 times 7 is our first multiplication or division, which is multiplication. So it's 42. Very nice. And we can cross both of those off with our red pen. So we don't need the 6 times 7 anymore. We still need the minus 14. We haven't crossed that one off yet. So that's minus 14 there, divided by 2. Great. We've done one of those. We've still got 14 divided by 2, so I'm not going to cross all those out just yet. Alrighty, let's zoom out just a little bit so we can get that ready to go. Next step, we still haven't left this box just here, the division box. We're looking across 42 minus 14 divided by 2. Even though subtraction is there, and it's right and left to right, we need to do division first. So 42, still there, minus, and let's do this division, cross out the division we're about to do, 14 minus divided by 2. And 14 divided by 2 is 7. Yes. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. So our final answer will be after we do our addition and subtraction. From left to right, 42 minus or subtract 7. All right, that's our final little bit to do. And that'll give us our answer. Nice and easy, 35. We're just using the 7 times table there. Cracker. Alrighty, I said we're going to do 4. This is our last one, and it's a doozy. It's 2 multiplied by 2 to the power of 2. I put it in red. Normally it wouldn't be written in red, but just to show you that it's a small 2, it's an index of 2, plus, in brackets, 4 plus 12, divided by 4 minus 1. All right, let's rock it. I love BIDMAS because it's such a formulaic way to do things. It's step by step, and if you don't rush it, you'll end up with the answer every single time. So let's start with brackets. That's at the top of our BIDMAS, and that's what we do first. There's our brackets, always in an equation. Have a look for all of them, but let's do in a bracket first, and we'll cross these out to make sure we've done it. So we're still going to do 2 multiplied by 2 to the power of 2, plus, and our bracket was 4 plus 12, so it's now going to be plus 16, because I know 4 plus 12 is 16, divided by 4 minus 1. Excellent. Tick those brackets off. All right, indices. We haven't done indices before, but now we are going to do it. Remember, indices are how many times you multiply this by itself. So an index of 2 being 2 means it's going to be 2 times 2. If it was 2 to the power of 3, it'd be 2 times 2 times 2. All right, this time it is 2 to the power of 2, or index 2, which means it's 2 multiplied by itself, so it's 4. So let's cross that one out, and we know now we're going to work with 4. So it's 2 multiplied by 4 plus 16 divided by 4 minus 1. Now you can do the steps on your own first and see if you get them right, because I will do them on the screen just afterwards. You can keep pausing this video. Let's keep going though. So now we're looking at indices. We've ticked that off. we're on to division and multiplication box. Now remember, even though there's a division over this side, we're always going to do this box together. So read left to right and look for multiplication and division, or division and multiplication, whichever comes first. All right, so 2 times 4 becomes first. So let's put that 2 times 4, which is 8. And I'm reading across, that's going to be an add because we're not going to get rid of add yet. Oh, there's a division there. So I'm going to cross out my multiplication. I've not done that anymore. And there's a division here. So I'm going to get that rocking as well. 16 divided by 4 is indeed 4. So let's cross that one out as well. We don't need to do them anymore. And then the final little bit we haven't crossed out yet is that subtraction and subtract 1. Okay, same deal here. Let's have a look. The last box is addition and subtraction. So we're going to do those left to right. Doesn't matter if it's subtraction first or addition, just go left to right. 8 plus 4 is 12 minus 1, and your last answer is 11. Alrighty, BIDMAS is there. Your job is to answer the questions next door, and they vary in difficulty, starting with easy all the way to hard at the end. Have a go. Write down your answers before you submit, because the answers are on the next page. Good luck, everybody, and hopefully you have a wonderful weekend. See you soon.